Most people are not interested in filming with a fisheye. I get it, I wasn't a fan of this look too, until I saw how Wes Anderson was using the fisheye effect of his anamorphic lenses to add more character to his composition. I've been hooked to this look the day I watched the Royal Tenenbaums. That is one masterclass in fisheye cinematography. Must watch. So when AstrHori invited creators to review the fisheye lens, of course, I said I am in. And wow, if you want to compose something filmic with one fisheye, this is the big boy league. No blur, no creamy bokeh, no swirl, no Penterly effect, and you won't hide any shortcoming in composition. You can't rely on the character of the lens to do half of the job for you. Anyway, I am not there yet. I still have to work it out, still have to go through the same boring cliché, people door, teeny planet, low angle à la MTV. But in the meantime, we have this lens to review. C'est le facteur. Okay, so this is the first time I receive one lens for review, so I will try to be a bit serious and professional if I can. Let's start with the spec. Oh, damn. Here. Of course, this is one 6.5mm fisheye for APS-C. Here the thing, on Micro Four Third you will have one 13mm. You will not have the circle. If you want to have the circle, you have to go down to 4mm. Okay, Lumix gang, this one is for you. Right now I am filming with my Lumix G85 in 1080. Recording in 1080p with the monitor plugged. Okay, right now in 4K, without external monitor. If I switch on the monitor, and as you can see, when I am recording into the camera with the external monitor switch on, it's cropping the image again. Next, aperture range f2 to f22. Nice. 268 grams, perfect if you travel, gimbal and drone, stuff like that. Yep, the focus range, 20 centimeters. At 20 cm, the face look a bit goofy. 20 cm. I think 20 cm minimum focusing distance is okay for the object, for the people prefer to stay at. I'm around here 1 meter. 1 meter 50. So I think 1 meter, this is the good spot. 6 elements in 5 loop, and to finish, view angle. Alright, it's not your 180 degrees classic fisheye. This is 192, meaning that you see a bit behind the lens. So you need to watch out for your finger if you leave them on the lens.
Also monitors batteries, HDMI cables, and people.
Oops.
Okay, so I think we're done. I have to give some credit to AstrHori for a combo rarely seen in the budget segment. Good design, quality materials and attention to detail. A uniform all-metal body with a smooth, slightly glossy black coating, no gimmicky shapes, engraved markings, something rare at this price point. No unnecessary text cluttering the lens. Aperture and focus ring share the same width and ferrati on knurling. The focus action is smooth and the aperture clicks too, but not as smoothly as TT Artisan. Metal landscape with a secure locking mechanism, this one won't fall into your bag. Listen. Talking about filming, I know I cannot be too picky. This is a fisheye lens for photography after all. That explains the short focus throw around 45 degrees and 40 degrees for the aperture ring divided into 5 steps. The 192 degree field of view also means no hood or filters can be attached. Despite its compactness, this lens could have been perfect for filming, if only there were more space between the focus ring and the lens mount, to accommodate a follow focus gear.
24 hours later.
Guys, the lens looks so sexy right now. It's like the gears were made for it, don't you think? Anyway, let's get to the point. Of course, I had to test it with the follow focus, even if it is totally unnecessary. Now excuse the composition, but I don't have time for that. It won't come as a surprise. In the left corner, you can see a piece of the follow focus, right there, and my fingers turning the handle. To sum up, if you know you will crop the shot in post, this setup works fine. Otherwise, keep the gears to have some grip and just adjust by hand. Usually I am very critical when reviewing a lens, but I have a problem with this one. And please don't insult me by assuming it's because I got it for free. The problem, if you can even call it that, is that I couldn't find any optical flaws. I even checked photographers' work on Instagram to see what they produced with it, did not find any. I expected a bunch of chromatic aberration at f2. Nothing. Well, of course there are some. Every lens has them. But unless I zoom in like a maniac, I didn't notice anything worth highlighting. The colors are nice, not oversaturated, leaning toward true to life. Minimum focusing distance 20 cm f4, shutter at 400. As for the bokeh, even though there isn't much of it, the fall-off where the Gaussian blur of the center mixes with the radial blur at the edges is interesting, albeit a bit noisy. Another important point. I don't know if AstrHori did this on purpose, but the lens doesn't have that modern hyper-sharp look. It's slightly soft, not quite vintage soft, but you know what I mean. The sharpness feels tailored for filming. At f2, this 6.5mm fisheye is sharper than my Makey 12mm at f2.8. About the flares. So flares are not easy to produce, an indication that the coating is strong. At f2, points of lights can have a soft glow around them, but I wouldn't call those flares. For real ones, you will need to go big and use a strong light source, like the sun for example. As you stop down the aperture, more the source will become a starburst or sunstar, whatever you want to call it. The downside is it will create a subtle but not so elegant glass flare in the middle. I usually don't like sunstar, but I have to admit that it looks really nice when this is pronounced. Also, notice how the image is not washed out and is still retaining some contrast. f2 shutter 2500 ISO 200. I don't think it's necessary to demonstrate the sharpness difference of various aperture on a fisheye's lens via YouTube. You likely won't notice much on your screen, but we'll do it anyway. First good thing, the color remains consistent across all aperture. According to the lens MTF chart, peak sharpness falls between 57 and 77 degrees. I really don't know how I can demonstrate that to you. So, next. In my opinion, the lens performs best at f4, then f5.6. Based on my monitor focus peaking, the weakest aperture is without any surprise, f22. It is as soft as f2 but without the blur, and it introduces more noise than other apertures. If I had to rank the aperture by preference, I would say 1 f4 for the sharpness, 2 f5.6, 3 f2 for the teeny bokeh, and 4 f22 only as a last resort to avoid overexposure. First, the image quality, of course, good colors, not oversaturated like many other budget lenses, minimum of chromatic aberration for an f2 ultra-wide, nice. Number 3, right balance of sharpness and smoothness, making it not look like a GoPro. 4, the build. The lens is compact, yet it does not feel like a toy. Premium look without the premium price tag. Talking about price, you find it at $130 on AstrHori website. But I have to tell you something, one secret between you and me. I saw it on AliExpress for $100. About the cons, I did not find any cons yet. Of course, there are a couple things I am not crazy about, but these are more personal preferences and are not realistic concerning one photographic fisheye. Filter thread, focus throw, lens gear. Other than that, I have nothing to say. Yeah, maybe one thing. The circle of my B-roll are shifting on the left side. I did not mention about it because I don't know if it's come from the lens or my camera sensor. And I do think this is probably my sensor. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. I got already too much stress in my life. I don't want to mention it. My sensor. It's not in the center. Okay, we are done with the lens. I really do think that if you need one budget quality fisheye APS-C, you are good to go with this AstrHori. Good job AstrHori, and thank you to providing me one lens that I really enjoy. For now, let's talk about the fisheye look. You should consider your lenses as pen brushes, and you need different kind of brush to achieve various kind of subtleties. And with one fisheye, get something that will add more character and translate more emotion. But for now, we leave aside the emotion. Let's keep it short. Just focus on the character. Practical example. Let's go. Okay, you see this basic shot? It could serve as an established shot. Interesting, because it got one background that gives a lot of information about the climate, the political environment, and the geography. And in the middle, one man that does not fit the picture. Okay? You get the point. Yeah, okay. Narratively speaking, it is interesting. So I cannot dissolve the background. I cannot add one swirl, fancy stuff. No, I need my background. You might say that I can use some rectilinear wide-angle lenses, but if I do, the geometry of the shot will be boring. Fisheye make perfect sense for it. But first, we need to get rid of something. This shape is limiting your creativity. Sorry, I am talking like an expert, but it's not about expertise. It's just maths. 2 by 2 equals 4. Logical. You have to think outside of the circle and go back to the box. Rectangle, in fact. Meaning, you have to crop into. Now you can choose the right amount of distortion that you need to compose your frame. I have this hemispherical distortion here, and here, and there. And also, I have my perspective with my subject access into this perspective. The beauty of the fisheye is trying to get the perfection with the imperfection of the hemispherical distortion. Wow. It reminds me that I said in the intro that ultra-wide angle is hard. It's very difficult. It's not about the bokeh. It's about the choice of some symmetry, some angles, some patterns, curves, the lines. That means you have to do an extra effort before pressing record. The background is just part, it's become one talent, it is one personage, it is... Okay, we stop. Better I stop because I can go for 1 hour like this. To sum up, don't be afraid to try in your narrative more composition the hemispherical distortion of one fisheye. You never know. Anyway, one fisheye must be in your arsenal of pen brushes. Okay guys, bye.